And I'm going to ask you the same questions that I just asked you. So
Okay.
how long have you lived there?
22 years.
22 years. Okay. So are you originally from this area then?
Yeah, I was born and grew up in Princeton.
Okay, in Princeton. Okay.
Yep.
What do you do?
I'm a Phi Ed teacher in Malacca.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So you
Yep.
guys have a day off.
Yeah, and yesterday.
And yesterday. Oh wow. That's kind of nice. I suppose you kind of got used to being at home. What as a Phi Ed teacher during COVID, what did you how
Um,
did that work for you?
it was harder with elementary kids because that's what I teach, because a lot of them didn't have devices.
Yeah.
So like my fourth, fifth, sixth graders had iPads. So I would get online and I would have a lot of videos that they would have to do. Basically, I would check in with them. I would send them all a link to the videos that they would have to do. I would ask them if there's any questions. And then I would say, okay, well, enjoy the videos. Hopefully you get your work done. And that was it.
That
So
was it. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Well, hopefully they got the Phi Ed in because that was probably the most important thing that they could have been doing back then.
Yeah, some of us had where they had to log like certain minutes outside and doing different activities and stuff. So we did that for some of the older kids, but the younger kids were really hard. We like for them, we actually would have packets that were sent home and mailed to them and just had to trust that they did something.
So is this the first time you've looked at solar?
Yeah, it's my first time. I just saw it and thought, what the heck, I'll look into it once and see.
Yeah, awesome. So what I always like to do is first answer any questions folks have right off the bat. And then I'll kind of give you an overview of how it works with what utility company are you with?
East Central Energy.
Okay, how it works with East Central Energy, anything about Blue Raven, and then we'll get into the numbers. And I have a proposal that we'll take a look at. So what questions do you have?
Only because we had to redo it. Like, how does it handle like storms and hail and stuff like that? Because that's been a big thing lately. Like we just had to have our roof done. And what happens like if you have hail on one side? Do they have to take it all off to put the new shingles on? Who pays for that? Or all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I generally see is when you get hail, the panels themselves are going to be just fine. They can take a lot of hail.
Okay.
But you are going to need new shingles, and it would be the same deductible. You can call us up. We can do your roof too.
Okay.
So we come out, we do the deinstall. The roofer does the roof, and then we reinstall it afterwards. If a panel was damaged, and the deinstall, reinstall, all that's covered under that same deductible. I don't know if you have $1,500 or $2,000 deductible, or if you have a percentage. But
okay.
it's covered under that same deductible.
Okay.
Yeah, the panels themselves are very impact resistant though. So the last I'm originally from Minnesota. Actually, we had an organic vegetable farm in Alexandria. Last 4 years though, I got involved with solar out in Colorado, and we get hit by hail quite a bit out there on the Front Range.
Okay.
And I've installed over 500 systems and have had tons of roof strap to be replaced, but never a panel during that whole time. So,
okay.
yeah. So what's going to end up happening? So, basically think about paying that utility bill. It's kind of like renting, there's no return on investment in paying that bill.
Yep.
And every single year they're raising the rates. Over the next 5 years, they're looking at rates at about double what you're paying right now. And it's all just because energy is just supply and demand. It's a commodity. So more people are getting EV cars. They're using a lot more electricity. COVID, they decided, oh, I like working from home. They're staying at home. So the usage is going up. And then actually the production is actually going down with electricity because they're taking like Becker offline. They're taking these coal plants offline. So, it'll just keep on going up. That's like burning that money. There's no return on investment whatsoever by paying the electric bill. When you go solar, you'll own the system. So they're going to be your panels. They have a 25-year warranty. So in the next 25 years, if something does happen, we'll come out, we'll replace them. And, you know, it's like paying a mortgage. It'll be a fixed rate that stays constant. Now, a couple of different things is because we're actually doing a special right now, promotion right now, where your first 18 months are going to be free. So we're going to be taking care of your first 18 months. Then on month 19, generally what I see is your monthly payment for the amount of electricity your system produces is going to be about on par, if not a little bit lower than what you're currently paying for that electricity for through the utility company. That bill won't go up. Also during that time, you're going to get a tax credit. So that tax credit, generally I see people getting about $7,000 back with that tax credit. That comes straight to you. You can decide what you want to do with the tax credit. You could either just keep it or put it back towards the loan. Because the interest rate's only 2.99%, I would just say go ahead and keep it, just because it's such a low interest rate.
Yeah.
And you can just invest that money someplace else.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and I'm gonna pull up your numbers. Hold on. Share screen.
Give me a second here. I'm gonna go get some cheaters so I can read it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
There's cheaters right there. Yeah. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, sounds good. So there's your house.
Yeah.
So there's our panels. So they're black on black panels. We really pride ourselves on nice, clean designs. So they're black on black. They have a nice low profile. Any kind of electrical conduit we're going to be putting into the attic space. So you don't see that. Obviously, if you have vaulted ceilings, we're not going to put that inside your house. In that case, we just really do a good job of hiding them.
Okay.
So that's what those look like. You're going to have an app where you can monitor your system. So it's going to show you in real time what your panels are doing over the course of the year, over the course of the month. The other thing with this app, it can be a really great way to get your whole family. Like, I used to be an organic vegetable farmer, and part of that was like teaching families like where their energy came from, right? Or where their food came from. Because most kids are like, you ask them where milk comes from, they're like, well, from the store. They don't realize it actually comes from a cow, you know? Same thing with our energy. It's one way for us to get our kids like realizing, oh, you know, hey, this is something that we're doing, yes, to save us money, but it's also something for the environment and for you as kids too. And they can do science experiments with that and stuff. I always say, you know, on that full moon night, have your kids check it and see if it actually is producing any energy on that full moon night. It'll display a little bit of energy, but I mean, it won't be enough to even, you know, power a light bulb or anything, but it's kind of, so there's your house. So this is how many panels we're looking at. So 21 panels. We're going to always look for the best places to put them. So, okay. Which is obviously the south facing roof. This is going to generate this 10,724 kilowatts. Now that doesn't quite get you to offset 100%, but that's totally fine. I mean, it's more than half of your current electric needs. So during the summertime, it's gonna be overproducing. You're gonna get those credits for the winter time. Overall, throughout the year, it's gonna be 10,724, which is about, it's about 50% of what you used last year.
Okay.
Okay. And then this is what it looks like. So as I mentioned, so right now with this promotion, we're actually going to be sending you a check for the first 18 months. So your payment for the first 18 months is 0. Then month 19, your payment's $181 a month, and then it just stays there for the life of the loan. It's a 25-year loan. Interest rate on this loan is only 2.99%. So when you get your tax credit, I'm gonna just peek at this. Your tax credit is gonna be $15,883. That's your money from that tax credit. So that comes straight to you. It's very similar to the child income tax credit.
Okay.
So that'll come to you not this year, but next year. It'll come straight to you. You can decide if you want to keep it or put it back towards the loan. You had a question, Craig?
Is that a one-time credit or how does that work? That comes
It comes
from
one, yeah, it comes one time. So hypothetically, so you're paying out taxes and they're automatically taking out taxes out of your paycheck every single paycheck, right? You
Yep.
guys are a W-2 employee. So on April 15th, let's say you don't owe Uncle Sam anything, he doesn't owe you anything, they're gonna, refund you that money. Now, if you owe in $15,000 of taxes, Uncle Sam likes his money first, and then you'd only owe in like 880, or then you'd get back 189.
Yeah, because I read somewhere that it's about 30%. Is
Yep.
that about right?
Yep. Yeah. So here's the next slide. So the total loan amount is this 52,944. And then you get the tax credit back. So then your net cost is at 3760.
Okay.
And so that's really what your payments are going towards. So if you decide to keep the tax credit, it's $259 a month starting month 19. And if you decide to put it back towards it, it's going to stay at that 181.
Okay.
And yeah, any questions so far?
I'm sure you're gonna get there, but then like about what my monthly electricity bill would be then?
Yeah, so right now, what are you paying right now, would you say, on average?
It averages between like, I don't know, like low peak months are, like 170-ish, 180, and then the high peak are, maybe 250, 280,
Yeah. Yeah, we had your average right around 240.
Okay, that probably sounds about right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not gonna take care of that whole thing. It's gonna be about 50% of that. Let me ask you some questions regarding that. Because I mean, I know you live in Lake Wobegon, you are above average on electricity too. Like actually, let me pull it up. Let me look at maybe it'll show me because let's see if this will. Yeah, it's hard for me to read this way.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at it. Did you say in the, well, let me see. June is 239. November, December. So it's you're not using any kind of electric heat or anything like that, are you?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So it's mostly, the AC running in the winter, in the summertime then.
Yeah.
So it's going to cut it about half. So you're still going to have, still an electric bill,
Yep.
Around 115. Now note that which you aren't putting toward, or that which your system is producing, that amount isn't going to go up, year after year after year. So at least you're retaining that amount for yourself. So kind of put it this way, if you were taking $100 a month and you were just burning it, that's what you're kind of doing right now, or you're taking it, $250 and just burning it. At least you're keeping $150 in your pocket that way.
Yep.
So, okay, so I'm going to go to here. Okay, you can see this, okay?
Yep.
So this is all we would do today is get you pre-approved for the loan. It's just a 650 or above credit score, doesn't even go on your credit. And then you sign what's called an installation agreement. The installation agreement is basically just a handshake agreement between you and Blue Raven. It allows us to come out and do a site inspection at your home. After the roof inspection, we're going to be taking a look at the roof. We're going to take a look at your electrical panel just to make sure there's no surprises. After that, we'll send you the final design. You still have 3 days after that to make your final decision. If you decide for whatever reason not to move forward, you just email us back and say cancel. There's no penalties or obligation as long as it's in that 3-day window. Otherwise, we get started with permitting. So permitting takes around, I would say, about 6 to 8 weeks. And then, so we're looking at January, February for install. We actually do install throughout the winter time. So they come install, then county comes back, they inspect, they turn on the net meter, and then you're energized. And then you're going into the springtime, you know, producing energy. And then you're not going to have a payment for 18 months because we're part of that promotion is, you know, that with that promotion that we're doing this week is that we'll actually send you a check to take care of your payments for the first 18 months. During that time, you'll get that tax credit back. You can just keep that or you can put it back towards the loan. And that's all there is to it.
So during that 18 months, I'll still have a little bit of my electricity bill that I'll be paying, correct?
Yeah, because this isn't gonna offset 100%.
Yeah. So then it would be just like normally using my electricity bill. Some months it'll be higher, some months will be lower, just like the way it is. It's just it'll go down some more than other months.
Yeah, during the summertime, it's going to be substantially less because during the summertime, your system, that's when the energy is producing the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is that basically all you have then?
Yeah, that's the whole process. So then at this point, we just get you pre-approved and then they come out for that roof inspection.
Is there any way that you can email me a little bit of what you showed me just so I can show my wife before I make any kind of decision or anything?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can definitely email that out to you. And then normally if we're in I don't know, with Zoom, we can have some flexibility on that promotion.
Okay.
Usually with that promotion, we're only allowed to give it while we're in the home. But in this situation, since we're doing Zoom, I can email it to you. And if you can get back to me, say, you know, sometime today, that would be great.
Okay, if not, I don't know what time she'll be home, but it might be tomorrow before I can maybe show her everything.
Okay. I'll go ahead and email that out to you.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thanks a lot, Craig. Have a
Yep,
great day.
thanks.
Yep.
Bye, Gary.